Okay, so I'm with Tyler and Jocelyn, the filmmaker and actress behind the short film The Crusties. So congratulations on your nomination.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Nice.
Thanks.
So what's the film about?
Well, the film is about a young woman who gets off from a bartending shift, and she is kidnapped and drug off the trains by a homeless kind of,
Crazy person.
Crazy person. I'm trying, for lack of a better word, someone not mentally there drags her into the tunnels, and just everyone kind of has a go with her.
A go with her. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's a horror.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the inspiration behind the film?
Just my friends, and being in New York was the inspiration. I wanted to do my own music for a film.
Oh,
I
you did
knew
music?
I knew Scotty. Yeah, I did the music
Because
too.
you're a DJ.
I knew the actor, the big guy, the big scary guy, and I knew her. We were friends, so we just kind of wrote it for the both of them.
So are you an actress originally, or was it just for this?
Yeah, I'm an actress.
So you work as an actress?
Yeah, I'm an actress. I'm a performer. I dance. I have a residency.
Oh,
every
wow.
month in the Lower East Side. Yeah, I do it all.
So do you usually do film, or is this like, do you usually...
Yeah, I mean, I've mostly done shorts, but this is my first, written for me.
Wow.
And one that I slayed, so.
Yeah, I thought it was very good actually.
Thank you.
It's really kind of like a kind of scary, unsettling part, because your character's very vulnerable in it without
Yeah,
saying too much.
absolutely. I mean, it's like, I was telling Tyler, this is like every night, going
really?
home, getting on the train late at night. It's scary. There are people on the trains, homeless people, usually with mental illness, that are just really scary, and you never know, sometimes they get close to you, sometimes they start laughing in your face, and you don't want to make any contact with them because you don't know what could happen. So it's very relatable.
Yeah, so when you've been confronted, have you been confronted in those situations before?
Yeah, I've had people yell at me,
What do you do?
just look the other way or walk away.
Yeah.
Because if you engage, you really never know.
You open yourself up to
Yeah,
God knows
people
what.
are getting pushed in front of trains.
Yeah,
Wow.
people
What, really?
push. Yeah, that happens all the time. People who just lost their rocker just read it. This Asian guy got pushed into the tracks not long ago, but he didn't get killed. He managed to get out in time, but some just whacked out probably super high person just came in and just threw him on the tracks.
But I suppose there's an issue because these people the homeless, like you said, aren't being probably helped with these mental illnesses.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we wanted to tap into. I'm not so much here to paint a negative picture about the homeless and the
Yes.
destitution. I'm trying to paint a picture this is what happens when you ignore it. This is what happens when it piles up. You know what I mean? And so, the Crusties just kind of, it dives a little deeper into, they're a little more organized with their chaos, these group of people, but they come across as, the destitute of New York City. So, but underground, these are, you hear legends of, the mole people.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of a cross between, the mole people and the crusty punks, and just kind of marrying them together and creating a horror film out of it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the Crusties, it doesn't, we don't know the phrase the Crusties in England, so could you explain what that means?
Yeah, sure. So in New York City, there's crusty punks, which they live in Tompkins Square Park, East Village. They kind of hang out downtown.
St. Mark's.
You don't see them. You don't see them in above 14th Street, but they are. They're kind of almost intentionally homeless. They're always nodding off on heroin in the park. They have dogs that wear backpacks and carry their shit around for them.
They're just begging people for money.
They wear camo, dreaded. They're just dirty, dreaded. You would instantly know one if you saw them. And so those are just generally. Actually, my sister was a crusty punk. She turned me onto them when she lived in New York. She backpacked through New York for a year, just living in the park here, living in a squat house here.
So why? Why did it?
She just did it because she didn't have money at the time, and she was just kind of free spirited and I never met my sister. I met her once, but she she just wanted to live on her own and explore things and try to do that without money. So she stayed with these crusty punk people in what's called C Squat, which is a famous squat house in the Lower East Side. It's not there anymore, but it would just have dozens of just crusty punks living in there, just nodding off, going on heroin.
So she did that for a whole year?
Yeah, she didn't do the drugs with them, but she just hung out with them. She backpacked with them and stuff.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, you did that.
Yeah.
Now she has it. Now she's has a master's in art, and she's like doing really well. She lives in Manchester.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So has she seen the film?
She has.
What did she think?
At first, she helped me keep it into perspective about, because she has a daughter that's autistic. So she definitely wanted to keep it into perspective of like not criminalizing or painting a bad light on mental ill people. So this is, it kind of inspired me to make it a little more political and say, that, take care of your mentally ill. And unfortunately in New York City and in America, like mental illness is a taboo subject, and 9 times out of 10, it's just not talked about and it's not treated properly. We were just talking about a friend of ours she was forced to retire. She has a double master's in like literature, and she works at Columbia University. She was forced to retire. She's bipolar. Her insurance got cut off, and now she's just she's going to be one of those people if nobody steps in.
That's just awful. So do you feel like that's reflected in the system everywhere, so in different countries, or is this
I'm not sure of the system in other countries. I do know that when we were here in France, like when one of us got injured, we were treated for like free. Whereas in New York, we would have been billed probably $10,000.
It's really hard too, like to get treatment in the States.
And
They
Donald
make it
Trump
really
took
hard.
away our insurance. My insurance just went up to like $700 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can't afford that.
That's
So
not
thank God I'm
manageable.
not.
That doesn't sound manageable for a lot of people.
It's not. So I'm uninsured.
Wow. That's ridiculous. So I also heard, moving on. Moving on.
We're getting
very
real
extremely
deep there.
interesting. Yeah, but something a bit more lighter. I heard the location of the shoot was somewhere very interesting. So you'd like to explain that?
Well, which location?
The location that's probably a little bit taboo in some places.
Okay.
Tied up
But
like
you've been-
this.
Yeah.
So we shot in a venue this is this drag queen that I'm friends with. She owns the space, and it's called Pickles Playground. And it's just
Pickles Playground.
Pickles Playground, and it's just a sex positive like club. And I've been a DJ there. I've never like engaged just because I'm like, I'm a DJ, I'm working. And also like some of the parties are fun. Like the dance floors are cool, and it's just you go off to the back and then you hook up.
There's like a maze too.
It's a
in
maze.
between.
It's kind of a
Have you ever
cavern.
been?
So I went one night when he was DJing just to check it out. This is after we shot, and you could get lost and like end up in different places where there's just like men like they're sucking each other off, or like in a line to go run a train. There's like a lot happening.
I love how open you are about. I mean, some people are very
How could you not be?
Well, some people are so they don't want to talk about stuff like this, do they? They're not very.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
weird though. We're all humans. Come on.
Yeah.
It's 2018.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do you feel about the end result of the film?
I love it. There's obviously me as the creator of it. Like I'll sit and I'll watch it and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have done this differently. I wish I had done this differently. But given the budget and the time, I'm really proud of it.
How long did it take?
We shot it in 2 days, and I worked on the edit and the score for a month.
2 days. You only did it in 2 days. Wow.
Yeah.
And you shot on the
12-hour
subway
days.
tubes,
I
didn't
mean,
you?
they were like big days. So.
How was that for you? Difficult?
Yeah, it was a little difficult. One of the scenes when we were shooting at the sex club, I had to be to work that night.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I was working at this Italian place. My bosses were not happy, so I was getting like screamed at and waiting for my
They
co-star.
thought she was like being a punk, saying like, I'm in a movie, and they were like, yeah, right. And then, but then once all this blew up, like they were like, we sorry.
Oh really? Oh really?
We love it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it was also, I had my period, it was like really
really?
uncomfortable, cold.
And you're wearing white as well.
White,
I remember you
yeah.
wearing
A white
like,
bra and
white,
panty set.
very like panty and bra.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
funny.
I must have got some. Yeah, being women.
Sucked.
Uncomfortable.
to stain it up too, it was weird. I would take shots of vanilla extract and spit it on the clothes.
what you did to make
it look dingy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So
it
did
burned.
you do a lot of kind of like the design, and you were involved in every kind of aspect?
I had like a kind of a say. She styled herself
Oh, really?
for the film. He actually did the styling on a couple of the other characters.
Cool.
Yeah.
And your other character, the homeless man who does end up capturing you. Hope that didn't ruin too much. Who was he? You knew him, didn't you? He was
Yes, his name
Ryan.
is Big Scott. Big Scott. He was a bouncer at an iconic New York City gay club there, and I just made friends with him because he looks like a big scary mountain man. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
looks
he's super
intimidating,
hot.
but in real life he's just a teddy bear.
He's so sweet.
He's really like ooh ooh ooh, like when I told him about this, he cried. It was just like it was so cute. It was so cute. And the bar he works at was just bought by Alan Cumming,
All right.
the actor.
Oh, wow.
So like that's how I knew him. I knew him a while. I knew Purple Pam a while. She's one of the actors in it. The other two I just there's like a few extras in the movie now I think about it. The cast is a little big.
Yeah.
But I've known them all just through nightlife or art.
Do you think they'll continue to do acting?
I know they would love to. I know Purple Pam, she's actually iconic in her own right because she's a trauma film star. So she's been in like The Toxic Avenger. She's been in like Poultrygeist. And Trauma is like they make over-the-top, gory, funny movies, and they're like kind of iconic. So she
Like cult classics.
Cult classic movies.
wow.
So she's been doing those since like the 90s.
That's really interesting. So you might want to get them on board again for one of your films, or?
I would definitely get Pam on board. Pam
Yeah.
did a really good job. Her voice carries.
Oh wow. So how did you guys meet then?
We met at a party that Lady Gaga's personal DJ was DJing. I was hosting it, and
Wow.
she was friends with them too. So we met at that night when Gaga was there, and then just through like the whole scene. Like she went on tour with Lady Gaga.
As a dancer?
Yeah. I have a show I was telling you about that I do monthly. We opened for her, my friend Breedlove and I, on the European leg of Art Rave. a couple
On Art
years
Rave.
ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So we met at that party. I would say in 2010.
Yeah.
Bad Romance had just come out, so if that puts you in like the time frame of like her
Yeah.
career, but like that's where she and I met, and we party together. We're funny. We laugh and cut up and piss everyone off. So
everyone off?
Yeah, because we're like ha! We're having fun, and everyone else is just like
We also go into character. We have these southern characters.
we go into
Yeah,
characters.
you bet.
And everybody gets so pissed.
Because it usually
just
comes
don't
out
use
when we're drinking too. And then that's when the character comes out. I mean, look at him. He's already given us the ugly face. He's like, fuck them.
We can't help it though.
You seem like very close friends. So is that more helpful to you then, knowing that you
Yeah,
feel secure with
absolutely.
the?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I got to be a huge part of it, not just as an actress, but I got a lot of say
Yeah.
in like just the whole movie and the editing process and
Oh wow, so you got to oversee it as well?
yeah.
Well, she came in and sat with it for sure. Like everyone else, I kind of just let stay back. But she just exposed a lot of like herself. And maybe not just physically, but just she went through a lot to do this film. So I just wanted to make sure that she was happy with the cut.
Oh, that's great.
So I would come and show her, like I would finish a cut and then show her, and then I send it to my color corrector, and he's edited tons and tons of film. He's also the director of photography.
Oh wow.
And so he would give me notes because like I edit for like businesses and stuff. I've not edited for film. So he would tell me notes, give me pointers, and say you always want to do this and look out for this.
This is a learning experience for you as well.
Yeah. So to be so hands-on with my own first film was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of help. I mean, I have a lot of people who support. We had a lot of haters.
What do you mean haters?
Because
Who hates on
we
you?
come from nightlife. Like I'm a DJ and she's a performer, and just like all these people involved in nightlife. In New York City is very focused on yourself, and a lot of people can't escape that world and do something beyond that when they know that they've because I knew that I wanted to use nightlife as my foot in the door.
Yeah.
To bigger things. A lot of people can't get past that foot in the door and they become sucked into it. So the fact that we just out of nowhere hit them with a horror film that we get nominated for, I mean, they're just like,
whatever. Who cares?
Jealous.
yeah.
Wow. So not as much support as you.
We got a lot of support, but at the same time,
okay.
like the hate comes maybe from people who are like our friends or acquaintances who were just like pissed off at themselves for not doing things. It's kind of what we're talking about.
So you must kind of feel like really good because it's kind of like
We do.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. We did it.
Oh,
We
well
did
done.
it. We
We
like,
did it.
I said, we're going to do this movie, and then we did it.
And are you going to do, what's next for you? Because I heard you say something about,
Well, I want to do the feature.
yeah.
We
Yeah?
want to get money for the feature, make it scary as hell.
Yeah. Have you started writing it? Or?
Yeah, I started on the plane.
Wow.
I started on the plane. So, yeah, I wrote the script for this in just like a couple of hours.
Really?
For the short, and
A
so
couple of hours?
yeah, I like to write, which is weird. It's something I never really did.
Yeah.
So, I've never, or at least never really focused on.
But then what changed then? 'Cause
Just
you
knowing
was
that
a
I had
music
to do it.
person.
I think I had to write my own press releases and stuff. Before I was being represented by other labels and had other people in my corner, I was the one representing myself. So I definitely had to get good at the English language, just to like, you know, write
Sell
press
it.
releases to sell myself. Basically, yeah.
I think it's very well done.
Thank you. I appreciate
like
it.
what shows. And there was just lots of interesting things in it as well, like the roaches and the nature themes when you're not going to ruin anything for where it is, but lots of like interesting bits that make you think.
A lot of people make commentary on her choice of earrings too, because she's in the film. She's got this butcher knife hanging off her ear, and everyone's like,
Yeah, I
"Oh,
didn't
it's
notice that.
foreshadowing."
That's cool. Did
It's like we didn't even think of it, but it worked.
you just say, yeah, and we meant to do that, yeah.
Totally meant to be.
Okay, well, that was amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.